Alright, so it's been out for a few days now, Trails in the Sky First Chapter Remake, and I want to give you guys my first thoughts on it. As you can see in the background, I'm actually playing it right now. First of all, this game is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. Like, yes, while it still does look like a previous generation game, it very much looks like a PS4 game, it's still just like the art style and everything really kind of shows that it doesn't matter if the graphics aren't the best or most realistic, it still manages to look gorgeous, and it is one of those games that is definitely going to stand the test of time. The music is great. I don't want to compare it too much to the original, but like it's almost like they took the original and they were like, how can we be as faithful as possible, make it, good and comfortable for newcomers that might not be familiar with the series, that might not want some of the more hardcore stuff that you might see in older RPGs, and just like, how do we make that for a modern audience while staying faithful? Well, I feel like they did it. Like I said, visuals, music are great, the gameplay is great, there's tons of difficulty options, all the way from, there's 5 different ones, basically going from very easy all the way to nightmare. Now, personally, I've never been the hugest fan of Trails combat, although I am liking this one a lot, so I'm personally playing on very easy, just because I want to experience the story, and eventually when I replay it down the road, maybe I'll go for a harder difficulty, but I'm just mainly in it for the story right now, and I can confidently say that the gameplay is more than I could have ever expected. As we know, it's like an action turn-based hybrid where, it's kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake in a sense, where you can do these action battles, but then if you want, you could press, I'm playing on Nintendo Switch 2, you could press the Y button, or the X if you're on Xbox, or square if you're on PlayStation, and switch to a turn-based command battle. And I want to preface by saying, yes, I'm playing on very easy, but the main reason I did that is because if you're not on like the easiest difficulty, I want to play a lot of the action battles, right? Like, command battles are usually safe for like boss fights and stuff, but the action battles are very, very slow. And probably my biggest issue with it is, ironically, the action battles are very slow because the enemies are very, very spongy in them for some reason. Even on very easy, sometimes I'm just beating away at an enemy for like a minute straight, waiting for them to die. Thankfully, though, that's only for, the action battles. If you switch over to a command battle, the stakes are a lot higher. You're going to take more damage, but they're going to take more damage as well. Anyway, just like the original, this game is still very, very story and dialogue heavy, so if you go in expecting, a hype fest, then you're going to be disappointed, but it is still a very, very good game. And what I've played of the original versus what I've played here, I'm about 20 hours in. It is very, very faithful, but just brought into a 3D space with some new mechanics that the later Trails games have, and just, throwing it into the modern gaming sphere. But so far, do I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. Even on the Switch too. I've seen people say that it has performance issues, but I haven't noticed any. I definitely recommend picking it up.